What's up guys, it's Andrew and today we are making skill cake for the drama show. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so preparing the base here. Unfortunately I had a bit of trouble with the base, but thankfully we have a thing called tape. Yay! You can see me putting the cake batter into this bowl here, and then what you guys will need to do is add 2 eggs, oil, and 110 grams of water. So you can see me adding the cake mix here, and then we're going to add 2 eggs, 6 7, that's me doing 6 7 right there. But we're going to add 2 eggs. Make sure you crack them nice and gently so you don't get any shell. Unfortunately I got a bit of shell in there, but it's okay, we got it out eventually. And we're going to add second egg, and make sure you guys, after you add the egg, you put the eggshell into the bin and wash your hands so you don't spread any germs. So that's exactly what I did. And then we're going to add oil. So I added 1 tablespoon of oil here. I went to add that and got tablespoon measurements. Yay! So I didn't have any trouble of the measuring. And then we're going to mix it all together, well combined. And guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to add the water. So we're going to add 110 mils, I do believe, of water. Again, I did forget to add this, so me thinking, oh, why is this not mixing so well? Oh, and then I realised, I forgot to add the water. So make sure you guys add the water. Also, preheat your oven to 180 degrees. This oven was put on for at least an hour and a half because I was making crispy cakes beforehand. Unfortunately, I didn't get to vlog that because my dad was in the kitchen helping me, because I never made crispy cakes before and it was my first time doing it. So anyways, so you're adding 100 and water here. I added a wee bit more just to be safe, and you're going to mix it all together. And had my handy skill to help me here, and I never had a skill to help me beforehand because I've made this about 3 or 4 times before, and the batter is usually quite thick. This time around it was quite thin and perfect. So make sure you guys have a scale because it really does help the measurements along the way. Mixing along to the right consistency. You want a smooth, thick, but not too thick consistency right there. As you can see, I am showing you guys the consistency of the thing. And the sprinkles, I actually added sprinkles to this. It does come in a packet and you're meant to put it on top, but I added it to the batter because I bought sprinkles so we could put it on the top. So this is you don't have to do this, but I did it to make it a fun fairy cake. And then I'm adding the batter to the template here. It was very easy. Again, mine ripped, so I had to use a thing called tape. EA. And thankfully it worked. And it was very hot in my kitchen, so I was very stressed. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So anyways, we are gonna make sure you get all the batter into the tray here, and make sure you spread it evenly combined. So you don't want half of it to be on one side and have and not too much on the other side. You want it evenly spread out and nice combined into the tray, and make sure it is nice and spread it out. Spread it out with a spoon, a spatula, whatever you have handy. I had a spoon, so I'm spreading it out as you can see. And then you're going to put it into the oven at 180 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. And then, guess what guys, we're making the icing. So let's get spreading, and then I'll put this in the oven just like so. Alright, so we're going to put this in the oven. Make sure you use oven gloves because the oven is hot. It's 180 degrees, 20 to 25 minutes. Alright guys, it's time to make the icing. As you can see, I am making the icing. I have about a tablespoon here, and I'm adding about 3 tablespoons. You can only see me add 3, but I actually added 6 to 7 teaspoons. So I actually added a lot more water because it wasn't in the consistency that I liked it to be. Now, as I'm recording this, my timer went off for the cake, so I better hurry up and do this. So, yes, so I'm actually mixing this as well as I can, as quick as I can. So I need to get my cake out of the oven. I actually did not put it on for 20 to 25 minutes. I only put it on for 20 minutes, so I had a few minutes of time. You can see that I added a few bit more water. Like I said, 6 to 7 tablespoons or teaspoons of water, just until you get a right consistency. And now, guys, it's time to get that cake out of the oven, and let's get to it, shall we? 6, 7. Alright guys, so it is time to add the icing to the cake. What I did is I added a wee bit more water to the icing just to thin it up a wee bit. It didn't change too much of the consistency. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin, you want it spreadable. It was a bit on the thick side, but at this way I did not care. I just wanted to get it done and for it to set and cool. It wasn't completely cold, but it's okay because it actually helped the icing spread evenly, but you don't want it just out of the oven. You want it to cool for at least 15 to half an hour. I did do that, and it was still a bit on the warm side, but it's okay. It wasn't like roasting hot. So make sure you spread it out, and you make sure you get every corner, every single bit that you get is literally spreadable. So make sure you spread it out even, and make sure you get every corner, every little inch of that cake deserves icing. And I spread it out as much as I could. I probably could have used a wee bit more icing, but I made as much as I could. So all you're doing is spreading the icing as much as you can on the cake, just like so. Alright, so next thing to do is put that into the sink. Make sure you clean all your dishes and what surfaces after you finish, so there's no bacteria spreading or anything like that. Anyways, let's get to decorating this cake. I had marshmallows, I had mini eggs, I had sprinkles. I didn't use the marshmallows because I didn't know how many people like marshmallows, so I just made sure that I added a bunch of extra sprinkles. Like I said, you did get sprinkles with the actual cake box, but I used that into the cake mix, so I used the sprinkles that I had at home. I also had a bunch of spare mini eggs, so I added a bunch to this cake. You can see that I added about 10 to 12 different mini eggs, making sure that everyone gets hopefully a mini egg on a slice, just like so. So guys, that is the finished product. If you do like this video, make sure to subscribe, like, share and comment, and I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Peace out, thanks for watching.